Spoiler alert, this podcast is all about happiness. What gave it away? I'm Fayon Dixon and welcome to Happy Talk. Each week, I will be introducing you to someone that I share a happy connection with. I just believe that we all have happy stories, happy events, and we sit on them. We never share them. So this is the platform for doing it. I work as a presenter, broadcaster, events host. I work with stroke survivors. I have my own children's radio show. And I've been really lucky in the last 20 years to do work where I just ooze happiness. Yeah, I'm one of those people. My cup is eternally overflowing. Sit back, enjoy. It's time for Happy Talk. Okay. Hello and welcome to another Happy Talk with me, Fayon Dixon. Good news, good guests, no grief. Sitting by my side is the wonderful Linda JohnPierre. Bonjour.
Bonjour, ça va?
Très bien, merci. Et vous?
That's all I know, babe, so let's not go there.
Linda, it's so great to see you. You look fantastic.
Thank you. Likewise, darling. Thank you for inviting me on.
Oh, it's my absolute pleasure. So before we get into all about Linda, I'd like to share some really good news, some positive news. Would you like to hear some?
Absolutely.
Good stuff. So these are my friends, News from the Rooftop, and you can follow them on Instagram. And the reason I like them is because they're all about shouting good news from the rooftops. It's news worth shouting about. And they get behind campaigns and issues that are really making a difference. And I love this because there's a lot of middling to bad news out there. So I really do like following these guys and seeing what they're getting up to. Last month, it was Learning Disabilities Week. And they were highlighting the fact that in County Durham, out of, let me get the millions right here, out of over 500,000 people in County Durham, only 10 people are hired by employers who have a disability.
Wow.
Can you believe that? So what they've been doing is they've been campaigning with an organization called Bridge Creative CIC, just to give employers a chance to see how valuable it is to expand their workforce and look for people who have a disability and how they can create value because they've got something to offer. Everybody has got something to offer.
Yeah.
And if you have a look at the link on Instagram, there is a picture of Dale and Dean at BBC Radio 1's Big Weekend 2019, and they are just beaming. They're in their element. And, you know, this is one of the lowest rates in the country, around 10 times lower than the national average. 10 people out of, a population of 500,000 is just shocking, isn't it?
It is. It really is shocking, actually. And the numbers is so huge. I can't even begin to comprehend that only 10 people are kind of like employed. I believe that people with disabilities, it's not disability, it's an ability. People, it's society who look at them differently. That's the major drawback here, in terms of like people with disabilities not being able to get an opportunity like everyone else, every able-bodied person out there, to get an equal opportunity, an equal chance to actually be hired and employed. And like my ex-husband's niece, Julia, she has learning difficulties. However, she's been working at a huge brand supermarket probably for the last 15 years.
There it is.
And she's just done so many wonderful things at this store. They've trained her like everyone else. They've supervised her. They've supported her. And so why can't big companies, big conglomerate companies follow suit and just give that opportunity to everyone, not just because. And I think some of it is just the look. They just judge a person by their look, and it's not fair. So I really feel that the numbers in Ireland need to be raised a little bit so that everyone out there can get an opportunity to work in, you know, in a job that they could probably do just as well as an able-bodied person.
I totally agree with you. A friend of mine, her son is 31 now, I believe, and he is autistic, and he's had a job in a library for about 3 or 4 years, and they just value him so much.
Absolutely.
He's a fantastic employee, and you know, sometimes he has somebody who comes in and supports the work that he does, you know, to check. He has a PA that works with him, you know, to check that he has the needs that he need, you know, has to do his job, but also to be safe. And when he takes time off to go on holiday and stuff, they miss him so much. They really, like, when he's coming back, you know, they really love him because he enjoys, you know, being able to do something. And I just know that everybody has a skill, everybody has value, and everybody wants to feel appreciated and show that they can do that. So I just love the work that these guys are doing. And as I say, do check them out on Instagram, Bridge Creative CIC, and it's under News from the Rooftop.
I will definitely check them out because I just, you know, I'm a firm supporter and believer that for equal opportunities for everyone, not just, you know, people with disabilities. And, you know, I really feel sometimes that they really get the short straw. It's just, and once they are given that chance, then they just flourish, they bloom because they love being around people. They love working just as much as anyone else. So increase those numbers, you know, and get everybody working, not just people with disabilities, not just, you know, just because you see someone maybe in a wheelchair or maybe walking with a walking stick, or maybe they might be slightly visually impaired. They can still do the job with the right amount of support. So, you know, it's definitely championing that, definitely.
You know, I heard about an organization, it's a charity in Brixton, and they are a company called Dazzle. So they're a charity called Dazzle, and it's disabilities. I'm going to get it incorrect now, but it's disabilities in Lambeth, and they look after many different sort of other organizations under their umbrella.
Right.
They were telling me about one that it's called Smashing Records, and they have their own radio station. These are people with disabilities. They have their own radio show on Resonance FM.
Wow.
4:30. So everybody in
That's amazing.
Everybody has a disability of some description. They are presenters, they are reporters, they are IT, they are social media, and they, you know, whilst lockdown's been on, they've not been able to physically get together, but within 2 weeks in March, April, bam, they're online and they haven't stopped broadcasting. So you give people the opportunity and they will grab it with both hands. Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And it's not just about, let's look at it from the employer's perspective as well, because, you know, when an employer gives somebody an opportunity like that, you know, to work within the company, if there's like, you know, the government have to do statistics in terms of, you know, every company that has a certain quota of people within the company. And if that was me, I would be like, wow, I want to get a People's Choice award because I've actually taken on people of different ethnicities. I've taken on people with disabilities. I've taken on people that, you know, might have learning difficulties. Do you know what I mean? And you as a company receive such a fantastic recognition for being an equal opportunities employer.
Absolutely right. I feel we could talk about this subject for quite a while because we're passionate about this one. I'm glad I shared this on with you. It's good to see your passion. Thank you. So Linda, what I like to do here on Happy Talk and share with my listeners and viewers are the connections that I have with my guests. And the first happy connection that I'm going to share, and I must give you your proper introduction, Linda, JohnPierre, singer, influencer, presenter, actress. Listen, you've got a hat on, you wear many. You wear many hats.
I do.
You really do. You're so multi-talented. So the first happy connection that I have with you is Ideal World Shopping
Dun, dun, dun.
TV.
Mm.
Right. So I was working at shopping in shopping television, and but I believe it was after I left, so I didn't get to see you at Ideal World. Oh, but I
Mm.
heard about it. You won yourself the chance to be a presenter for a day, didn't you? And
I did.
oh, how wonderful! You're amazing. Can you remember the products that you had to sell?
Well, believe it or not, it was actually fitness equipment. So me and fitness equipment aren't always best friends, but you know, it was a great experience. I laughed a lot, and yeah, it was just it all transpired from doing a show called The Big Audition. So it was myself. It ultimately resulted in myself and Toby, who won the roles of being a TV presenter, and Toby's like an Olympic champion bobslayer. So, you know, and he's like tall, dark, and handsome. And there's me, like short, fat, and hilarious.
Well,
So, but the thing is, it was just so much fun. We actually went through the whole audition process, and it was to sort of show the general public how and what happens during an audition. You know, how
yeah,
we get our jobs.
yeah.
And myself and Toby, we won, and obviously we, you know, like we co-present, not so much co-presented, but we assisted on some, you know, programs, some episodes, which was a lot of fun. And, you know, it hasn't actually gone on for me because I've just been so busy, Fayon, you know, I've just been very, very busy. So
Listen,
it's just not kind of like continued that down that road for me. But for Toby, it has. So that I every so often I see his posts on social media that he's actually gone in and he's, you know, like either riding a bike or he's showing something or whatever, you know. But it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. I consider everything to be fun and an experience. So I just you know, whatever we go through in life, I think we always have to try and turn it into something positive and learn something positive from it. So yeah, it was an experience.
oh my gosh, honestly, I was just so pleased to hear that you had that experience. For me, it is your laugh. It's highly infectious. You and I got to work together for Riverside Radio, a community
Yes.
channel in South London, and you know, you had your show on a Monday at 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
I was on a Saturday at 12. So we never really met in the studio. We used to meet out and about when we did live, when we did
Yes.
our outside broadcasts. And I would hear you before I would see you. That laugh, I think, good,
Oh,
Linda's here. And you would be like, you know, on the ground reporter speaking to people in the crowds, and I was doing my bit on stage, or I was doing like my bit on the
absolutely.
roads as well. And it was just so wonderful. You bring so much joy, you know, wherever you go. It's so lovely to work
Thank
with you.
you.
It really
But
is.
it and likewise, really and truly, because you know when you're actually in an environment where you bounce off of people, and
Mm,
as much as we didn't always connect physically at the studio, because obviously our shows were on different days, but whenever I could actually get involved with like the live broadcasts, sometimes I'd be thrown in at the deep end and I'd have to interview the artists that were performing.
yeah.
And I think, what am I going to do? How am I going to do this? What am I going to ask them? And it just comes, you know. And I think that's why it's in our blood, this whole thing of like the presenting, the talking. We're natural born talkers. And we love to interact and engage with people.
Do you know what it is, Linda? I am nosy. I'm nosy. Just
That makes two of us then.
interested in people, and I'm just interested in, you know, what kind of makes them sort of do what they do. And, this
Yeah,
Happy Talk podcast is all about the things that make you happy. And
yeah.
the next thing that makes me happy when I think of Linda, JohnPierre. I've been cheated by you since I don't know when. Listen, oh my gosh, we came to see you at the O2 in Mamma Mia, the party. And
Oh,
as Debbie, I mean, you stole the show.
oh,
You
bless
were
you. Thank
just
you.
fantastic. Oh my God. How did you get the gig? And how are you surviving not being in the O2 with all your friends down at the Taverna?
Okay, so firstly, they're not all my friends. They're contract friends. The second,
Ow.
okay, okay. Second, but it's true. We all have to be friends during the contract and be professional. So the second thing is how I got the job is I had to audition 5 times for the role
Wow.
because they wanted me to share the role with someone else who had more theatrical clout, like out there, and I didn't. And they were kind of like, pardon the pun, taking a chance on me.
No? You
So,
can't miss the moment, can you?
so I had to be seen 5 times, like everybody else. Everyone was seen about the same amount of times. And then, we just got stuck in. So I shared the role with another lady, and I had 3 shows a week, and she had 4. And do you know what? It was a breath of fresh air when I got the job, because meeting Bjorn and Benny, and it was just so humbling, and they are equally humbling, so down to earth. You wouldn't even notice that they're in the room. And
Wow.
and it was a really humbling experience to work with them. And it's just a lot of fun. And thank you so much for your support, continued support, with you guys from the radio station coming to see the show.
We all we had such a great time.
And
the food was amazing. The atmosphere was electric.
yeah,
We were transported. You
yeah,
felt like you were there. It was
yeah.
so gorgeous.
Thank you. And you were transported to Skopelos in Greece. So slash the O2.
Oh my God.
But
I didn't even try to say Skopoloch because I got super too big. But it was just, the food was excellent. I can't wait to get back. I'm gonna go again. How are you
Oh, you have
coping not
to.
being there? Do you miss it?
I miss the show. I missed the show. It's so much fun because it's so interactive, and I love interacting with the audience, because as you probably know anyway, I'm primarily a singer. So I started off being a singer rather than an actor. So when I used to sing in the nightclubs and like the various events, I used to interact with the audience all the time. So when they sort of said to me, Linda, you're going to be okay with interacting with the audience, it was like water off a duck's back.
Yeah.
It was just second nature to me. So I was like, yeah, I absolutely love it. And I've really missed the show, and we will be coming back in October. That's been officially announced on their social media. Yes.
Oh, that is great news. That is great news. But Linda, I've just got to drop in about the whole interaction thing. You are a natural. And, when we had our comfort break, I went off, me and the girls, and there you were. You were supposed to be on a break as well, but you were still talking to people that just wanted to come and get your autograph or just talk about the show. And, I didn't see anybody else. I just saw you, I'm like, what? You in your dressing room, chillaxing, having your feet massaged, sort of sorting out your throat. But you were just there. I didn't know if you took a break at all. You were just sat on a step out the back, chatting to the audience.
Yeah, there is 2 things. We do have a choice of actually either, 3 choices. One is obviously the one that you witnessed, with me sat there talking to people whilst they were walking past, going on their comfort breaks. The other thing is that there is a back office on that same ground level. There's a back office where the sound department are, and we can actually go in there to rest. And, you know, kind of like not interact with the general public. And the third thing is we can actually go all the way up 3 flights of stairs to the dressing room if we really wanted to.
Oh boy.
So I would
3 flights. 3 flights.
Yeah, but I did it all the time.
You want you to have a break or not?
Yeah, I know. But the thing is, the lovely thing is that I took it upon myself sometimes, not all the times, but I think on the night that you guys were there, I actually did sit outside and I was just sort of talking, and I do actually relax. I don't have to speak to people, but it's not in my nature to not speak to someone if they walk past, and especially if they're enjoying the show so much. It's, you know, it's lovely to sort of like get their feedback, whether it's good or indifferent, you know. And I always, you know, would take a break, and even if that was my break and I'm still talking, it's just one big show for me. So, you know, it's great.
Oh, you're good. You are good. Listen, we, it's me. It's me. I feel like a we. Fayon Dixon, we. I want to know what your happy little thing is that you brought to show me, because it is time for show and tell. I ask all my guests to bring along with them something that brings them joy, happiness, evokes a happy memory. What have you chosen to bring?
Well, I've actually chosen a happy memory.
Oh.
And I don't know if you can actually see it, if it's the right way around. Stars in their eyes.
Oh my gosh.
When I was on the TV program 20 years ago, the whole department signed my card to say, well done, Linda. This is from Matthew Kelly.
Hold it right up to the screen. Let's have a look. Oh my gosh. And zoom down. Oh. 1998.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. Talk me through it. I used to watch the show.
Well, there's a group picture of us.
And tonight, Matthew. Whoa. Hold it up a minute. Let me see. Because I saw pretty much every one of those shows. Is it possible that I watched you and I didn't know it was you?
Oh, yeah, probably. Oh, bless you.
Oh, look. Okay, talk me through it.
Yes, so I'm just showing you the pictures really quickly, and that's...
So, for those of you on Spotify, the first picture was a big old group picture of everybody that took part. The second picture was Matthew Kelly cuddling Linda. He's got a right good squeeze on you. He's about 6'5". He's really
He is indeed.
Tall guy.
He is indeed.
And then the last picture.
This one was at the after party.
After party. He's got a good squeeze on you right there. Oh my God.
So yes.
And then there was another picture of you on your own in your absolute beautiful gear, big hair. It looks like you've got leather on, girlfriend. Leather,
yeah,
chiffon,
the boots were specifically made for me. I had to go somewhere in northwest London to have them specifically made for me.
Oh.
Yeah, personally made. The wig was about 3 pieces of hair.
I thought you were going to say 3 feet long, because it looks that long. My gosh, that's a lot of weave.
Yeah, about 3 pieces of hair that they had to put on my head, and it was crazy. It was just such an amazing time. And that was doing Stars in Their Eyes was probably the very first thing that I did on TV as a professional gig.
Oh my gosh. All right, talk me through it from the start, please. How did it happen?
From the start, well, I actually saw something advertised. I think it was on television, and I think my daughter said to me, Mum, why don't you apply for that? And I went, do you think I should do it? And I went, yeah, okay. So I just sort of said, okay. She goes, well, who would you go? And I went, well, Chaka Khan. So I sent in a recording. I don't know how I did it now, because obviously everything is so high tech nowadays. But somehow they called me in, and I said I'd like to audition as Chaka Khan. And then I sang Ain't Nobody at the audition. And then they were actually going, why don't you try I Feel For You, which is another popular. Yes. And then somehow they all agreed that I do Ain't Nobody, because apparently Ain't Nobody was probably the bigger one that kind of made her, big hit. And then I had to go to the studio, speak to the musical director. They said that they had to condense the song just a little bit, because obviously it's a TV show.
Yeah.
And then they rang me up like a week later after the audition and said, yeah, you've been chosen to be Chaka Khan on ITV. So I was like, what? So it all happened really quickly. And the next minute, I had to go to Manchester to record the show. And the studios were actually next door to Coronation Street. So when the show was actually being recorded, they took my dad to have a little free tour of Coronation Street.
Oh, wicked. Oh, I've taken my mum on that tour. She loved it.
It's great. And he loved it, So, it all kind of like kicked off. And that was my very first ever professional paid job, if you like.
I definitely, without a doubt, saw that, because I'm a huge Chaka Khan fan. I mean, so big. Her last concert that that I got tickets for, sadly she cancelled. So I'm really hoping that it happens again, because I love Chaka. A quick story. Oh gosh, it must be about 5 or 6 years ago. I woke up one morning. It was the beginning of October, and I always like to do something for breast cancer research. And October is the month for coffee mornings and this and that.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, it's the 2nd. I haven't done anything. I was like, right, Fayon, right, okay, do something. And I just thought, right, I know what I'm going to do. I am going to dress up in pink every single day, and I'm going to choose a different location. I'm going to film it, and I'm going to put it on YouTube. I'm going to put it on all my social media, and I am going to not sing, because I'm not a singer like you, but I am going to dance to I'm Every Woman, which is one of my favorite Chaka Khan songs in the world.
Wow.
I've got like these pink Jimmy Choos. Yeah, they're stunning. And I wore them nearly every time I did it. And I went to different locations. So I had my music, set up my camera. I did it in the street. I did it in sports halls. I did it at estate agents. I did it in pubs, clubs. I did it everywhere for 30 days, up until Halloween, basically.
Serious?
I started raising money. I had a raffle, and I actually did it for Just Giving. And for that year, I was in the top 3 of the highest amount of donations for the year. And this is something that I just came up with off the top of my head, because I love Chaka so much. I thought, what song could I dance to over and over and over and over again without getting bored of it? And for me,
perfect.
Money, but that was it.
Perfect.
Oh my God, can I still go on YouTube and find your Chaka Khan Stars in Your Eyes?
I'm not sure. I think so.
Wow. Well, I'm offline at the moment, but
it's actually on my. It's on my. It should be on my Facebook page, because one of my friends actually posted it on my on my Facebook page. So I was like, oh my God, where did she find that? But yeah. So.
Oh my God, this is amazing, because I look for the happy connections and I didn't know that was coming. That has just brought me so much joy. As soon as I finish this interview, I am going to watch that. I cannot wait, because I know, girl, you can sing. I know you can sing. So I am going to really enjoy going to watch that. I remember seeing Chaka Khan on stage. She played the part of, what's the Whoopi Goldberg nun thing? What's the nun film?
Oh, Sister Mary.
Sister Act. Sister Act, yeah.
Sister, yes.
I got purchased. Actually, no, I was bought tickets for a birthday, for a big birthday with a 0 on it. And I didn't know that's where I was going. A friend of mine tickets, and we ended up in the West End. I'm like, are we going to see a show? Like, yeah. And we saw that, and Shaka Khan, man. Oi. Oh my gosh, the voice.
I
I
know.
cannot wait to go and see you. Oh my gosh, I am so going to do that as soon as we finished here this afternoon. Thank you so much for
Oh, likewise.
bringing
Thank
the
you,
joy.
my darling.
Hmm. So we will, after all this lockdown business, we will meet again very soon.
Most definitely.
Yeah,
Most definitely.
yeah.
Yeah, we have to make it, we have to make it happen.
Yeah, yeah, it's definitely going to happen. But whatever happens, I'm coming back to the O2 from October to see you
Most definitely. Yeah, we
again.
it's, as I said, it's just been recently released and officially stating that it's going to be reopening on the 1st of October. And they said that we will possibly have to go back in September. We will, to re-rehearse the show,
Of
because
course.
they have got to change the menu. They want it to be like no social distancing, hopefully, because
Mm.
it's that type of show. You've seen it, so
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
we can't really sort of say too much about it. We want people to come and see it, but because you've experienced it, the
Mm.
social distancing element will just not work.
It would
So
kill it. Yeah.
oh yeah,
Because
exactly.
I don't want to give any spoilers away because maybe some people haven't seen it, but like I said, you feel immersed and you feel so part of it. So
Yeah.
we need to be together for that. For so
Oh
many
yeah,
things, we need to be together, don't
I
we?
know, I know. Yeah.
Thank you so, so much. And I wish you all the
Ah,
best for
thank
the rest of the
you.
year.
It's been an absolute pleasure and joy as always to talk to you, Fayon. So thank you so much for inviting me on, and I'll look out for you for this recording on your social media platforms and all sorts. So looking forward to that.
Amazing to have Linda JohnPierre here on Happy Talk. She's a jolly one, isn't she? Honestly, she bowled me over with that Shaka Khan story on Stars on Your Eyes. I did not see that coming. I'm so going to check that out as soon as I finish this recording. So, every week, of course, on Happy Talk, I also like to share your happy happenings. And this happy happening was in the newspaper, but I hadn't seen it. This news actually came via my mum. Now, my mum and I, we had a cat called Punky. And Punky was given to us when she was about 5 years of age by my Auntie Pat, who was moving to Florida. And yeah, cut the story short, we took on the cat. And Punky lived till she was 20. She lived so long and she was such a good cat. And my mum wasn't a cat person, but she totally became a cat person after that. Anyway, she noticed this story and she said, Faye, did you see the story about the cat that got found? I'm like, no. So basically, there was a cat who was found in our hometown. That was the other thing that brought it to my mum's attention because we're from Coventry. So this cat was found on a industrial estate in Coventry by a security guard. It's a beautiful, beautiful black cat, and he couldn't find any information on the cat at the time. But what he would do is he'd feed it, and overnight he'd keep it in his car to keep it warm at night, so she could sleep. And eventually, this guy found a chip and he got the information from the chip through getting in touch with the local RSPCA. They got the information off the chip, excuse me, and found out that the cat had come all the way from Bedfordshire. Yeah, 2 years ago. So the cat had gone for a little walk and stowed away in the back of a lorry and ended up in Coventry. They don't actually know where the cat kind of was through all this time, but they did reunite it with the owner, and the owner was blown away because he never thought in a million years he would see his cat again. He just thought, well, after a few weeks or so, that was it, it was gone. But it was just such a mystery to what had happened to this cat because the cat looked well, looked fed, looked in really good condition. Um, but got reunited with the owner, and the owner said, when the cat saw me, bam, straight away, she knew exactly who I was. And there's a lovely picture of the two of them, the cat all sort of splayed out on the bed. and the owner looking absolutely chuffed. So I love that story so much because I love cats. Love, love, love them so much. So you too can send me your happy happenings. I'd love to know what's happening with you, neighbors, friends, family, any happy story at all. Because why not? Let's share more happiness. There's loads of stuff going on out there, but we just forget to share it. So do that with me here on Happy Talk by sending me an email to happytalkwithfayondixon.com, and I will share it right here. So thanks again to my guest, Linda JohnPierre. Hope you enjoyed the news from the rooftop, and I'll be back next week. So until then, take care. Bye.